Hello everyone, my name is Grace. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a proper straight skirt. Meanwhile, this fabric is folded into two. And this method I'm about to show you is called hip allocation method. That is, there is separate hip measurement for the front and there is separate hip measurement for the back. So for the front hip allocation, divide your hip by 4 minus 0.5. For the back, divide your round hip measurement by 4 plus 0.5. Now let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is to take your length of the skirt. The length of the skirt is 43 here. So after that, take the waist measurement, divide by 4. The waist measurement is 35. So divide by 4, I mark this. Then I mark the hip length, which is 9. Then I rule it. After that, I'm going to mark the hip allocation for the front. The hip measurement here is 46. Divided by 4 minus 0.5 is what I'm going to mark here now, which is 11. So plus 2 inches sewing allowance, 2 inches sewing allowance on the waist also. Then go ahead and measure what you have here. This 11, I'm going to minus 0.5 and mark it at the hemline plus 2 inches sewing allowance. After which I join the waist to the hip and from the hip to the full length with a straight ruler. And on the waistline, I'm going to add 0.5 inch for sewing allowance. It is very important to do this. Then I went ahead and cut it out. I believe this is quite simple to make. For the back, to know the amount of fabric you are going to fold, it is going to be your hip divided by 4 plus 2 inches and plus 2 inches. That is 4. That is the 2 inches for zipper allowance and 2 inches for sewing allowance. That I'm going to mark right here. Here, mark 2 inches allowance inside and get a straight line. Don't forget that this lining and the fabric is also on fold. And for the back hip allocation, like I mentioned earlier, it's going to be your hip measurements divided by 4 plus 0.5. Don't forget, plus 0.5, not minus, plus 0.5. Then the value you get, add 2 inches sewing allowance to it, plus another 2 inches sewing allowance for the joining and zipper allowance. That is what altogether is what you are going to use to know the amount of fabric you are folding here. It's the same thing with the front. It's just that the front is not going to have zipper allowance. Okay, and you are going to minus from your hip divided by 4 at the front. You are going to minus 0.5 at the front for your zipper, for the hip allocation measurements. That being said, let's take the length measurement for the back skirts. It's the same length for the front, that is 43. The length is 43. Then for the hip length, for the waist measurement is 8.5 that is 34 divided by 4. For the hip length is going to be 9 inches. So right here, mark half inches here, half inch. Then it is from there that you are going to mark your hip allocation you got for the back plus 2 inches sewing allowance. So whatever you have at the hem in the front, your front hem, measure what you have all together here plus the sewing allowance and place it at the hem of the back away from the zipper allowance. From that line is where you are going to measure your hemline. Then add 2 inches sewing allowance on the waist, 2 inches sewing allowance on the hip, and you already added sewing allowance at the hem. Then here add 0.5 on the waist, 0.5, additional 0.5 on the waist, as you see in this video. Then here going by 0.5, that 0.5 is what you have added at the other side of the waist then join to the hip line and to the hem straight like this. And for the zipper allowance here, I'm going to add 0.5 for sewing allowance at the waist. For the zip allowance, okay, for the half length, mark your half length here. The half length, that is where your opening, your slit is going to stop. But I don't want it to be too much opened, so I'm going to go down by 2.5 inches downward. But if you want your own slit to be more open, you can leave it at the half length. Then mark the 1 inch for sewing allowance. Sewing allowance is 1 inch from the half inch that you went inside. From this line, that's where you are going to mark your 1 inch. 1 inch for zipper allowance. That is what I'm marking right here. And stop at the opening where your slit is going to stop. That is where your zipper allowance addition is going to stop. Follow this video with keen interest. This back is a bit tricky. Please follow through. Then take your front, and this is where you are going to know if what you have done is right. So you can see that it is matching up. Both the front and the back is matching up away from the zipper allowance. This is very important. This is where you will know that okay, you are getting it right. Then go ahead and cut out. It is quite simple. Cutting a straight skirt shouldn't be a problem to anyone, even if you are a beginner. If you follow it through, you are going to get it right. So thank you guys for watching. We have come to the end of this cutting video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share this video, leave a comment in the comment section, like, please tell a friend to tell a friend, and share this video so that others can learn. Subscribe so that you can get updated in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.